Well, I just told you all that, but then there was one I did kind of write independent of the Cougars. This one about Ed Noddle. I don't have the story in front of me, but I tell this a lot. A better writer than oral storyteller. But years ago, I was actually on assignment for the Sun-Times in Duluth, Minnesota. I was doing I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, and I was doing the Bob Dylan Trail and spent some of his youth there in Duluth. Actually, you saw Buddy Holly in Duluth.
You did?
As a kid, yeah.
Cool.
But I always, when I go to those towns, I'm always looking for a minor league baseball game. And at that time, Duluth had a team in the Northern League, an independent league. That's the same league that Schaumburg and Joliet, those cities have teams in. And there was a guy who was managing there who I'd known from all my minor league research named Ed Noddle. He was always kind of an outsider in professional baseball. He might have been a coach for the Boston Red Sox, but he was always just a career minor leaguer because he had an avocation of being a lounge singer at night. He was a very good singer. He's done a couple CDs. He managed in Sioux Falls once, and he did a CD with the Sioux Falls Symphony. But baseball can be a conservative sport, and some of the major league teams thought this was crazy. This guy managed a game and then go out and sing in lounges after the game and stuff. So just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I think he's from Evansville, Indiana. Mm-hmm. So I found time to go talk to him, and we talked before the game, and he asked if I was going to hang around for the game. It was a real tiny little clubhouse. It's an old WPA ballpark up there. It's built in the 1940s. I love those. The clubhouse is the size of a closet. And he goes, I told him I'm going to hang around for the game. He goes, well, I'm going to sing tonight. A season ticket holder, now this is a great minor league story. This is so classic in the minor leagues. A season ticket holder had lost her husband. They'd been married 40 years. It's in the book. They'd been married a long time, and he was going to sing for her before the game. So I go to the game, and Ed gets on the pitcher's mound and brings out all his players and stuff, and he starts singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and he goes and gives her a bouquet of flowers and a warm-up jacket and stuff. And it was very touching, a very, very interesting moment. And so I start watching. It's a Friday night. I had to get back to Chicago, and I'm watching the game, and about the third inning, storm clouds come in, rain comes in. I stay for about, 40 minutes or so of the rain delay, and I got to get home and stuff. Pulling out of the parking lot, I'm about maybe 20 minutes outside of town, and I look over the ballpark, and I'm not kidding you, there's a rainbow over the ballpark.
Oh, you're kidding me. I have goosebumps.
Yeah, and I try not to be a sentimentalist when I write, but it was really one of my greatest minor league memories.
Wow.
And, I might have done a little bit of story on that on the Sun-Times, but when I got back, I called the season ticket holder. It was just it was just an amazing moment. It was really, really. So that's in the book, and that's probably my favorite section of the book.
That's wonderful. You took care of my next question. Do you have any favorite moments from all your years as a baseball fan? Either major or minor league. Do we have anything in the majors?
Oh, boy.
That comes to mind.
I'm a Cubs fan, so the quick answer to that is no.
How did that start? I mean, how did you get to be a Cubs fan?
Yeah, growing up, actually, the '69 Cubs. I was 14. Probably my first game was I was 10 or 11. It was White Sox Yankees. My dad took me there. My dad worked in the stockyards. Grew up in Logan Square, but was I think he had a lot of affinity for the South Side. But then that whole generation.
Not enough. Ooh.
That '69 team just took us all over because we were going to school and we'd come home from school at the end of the day and the Cubs would be on TV, and the way that whole season played out, it was such high drama and then such a great heartbreak and stuff. And so that's why I became a Cubs fan. The minor league stuff, I always tell people there's still a month left in the season. It's in the book. I always encourage people you can do it a day drive from the Elgin area and from the Chicago area to go out to Clinton, Iowa.
I've been there.
We've got a great tiny little ballpark there, like I was talking about, a little WPA ballpark right in the Mississippi River. Sleepy town, 30,000 people, but it's a community-run Midwest League team.
I've been to Field of Dreams.
Yeah. You can
last summer.
That in the trip, and then even if
it's a gaming boat there, isn't there, Dave, as well? A gambling boat right at Clinton?
Yeah, there is. And if you plan it right, there's another one. You go up to the Quad Cities, and they've got a beautiful ballpark. It's a little spiffier, but you can sit in the stands and see the great view of that. It's over there in Davenport, where the Quad City River Bandits, I believe they're called now, where they play. And so that's, that Iowa thing is really
Have you ever been up to see the Timber Rattlers in Wisconsin?
Uh-huh. Not recently. I was going to go this year for the column, and then I was halfway there. I was doing a story for the Sun-Times, and the game got snowed out. This is in April.
She just wanted to say her favorite nickname is what she wanted to do there, Dave.
My favorite nickname for Jeff is going to be the Timber Rattler.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
I've been up there, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun for people who have not been to a minor league ball game. It's huge fun.
Oh, well, and as Dave knows, the Cougars are the king of minor league ball.
They shoot T-shirts out of guns. Those, it's just they have stuff for entertainment for the kids, and I mean, it's just an amazing event.
I was just there on Saturday at the Cougar game.
I notice, I still go to a lot of Cub games, and I notice just ever so gently, and I don't think this has been written about much, but Ricketts is starting to do a little bit of that minor league stuff,
Yeah.
I was at a game a couple Saturdays ago where they were doing, this is like totally out of the minor league playbook, where the first 20,000 fans or something got game day bingo, and that's exactly what they do in the minor leagues. You were
That's
playing
wonderful.
Bingo, the game went on, somebody lined out to first, you exit off your card and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that family-friendly stuff happening at Wrigley Field to cushion the pain we're all going to be going through in the next few years.
Nah. It's to help get people in there and keep their interest up, and I think the more interest up, I think it's going to help motivate the players and everything. Who's your favorite Cubs player right now?
Wow, that's a tough question. I still like Ramirez. I think there's no doubt in my mind that he's the MVP because when he's not hitting or when he's hurt, the team goes south. If you look at his numbers, when it's all said and done, they're going to be better than Sano's. I don't know how. I think he's lost a little bit defensively and stuff, but I still like Ramirez a lot. I really like Castro, the young shortstop. 20 years old, I think he's got a lot of poise. I think he's kind of settled down defensively. But to be hitting 300 with half a season of Major League experience under his belt.
He's born in 1990. He's just a kid, as you mentioned. Yeah. That's incredible, Dave.
Yeah,
They're all kids
Oh,
now.
you've got typewriters older than him.
Yeah.
You know how that works. Hey, Dave, you're coming to town. We want to make sure that it's clear that you're coming to Elgin tomorrow night, 7 to 9 at Elgin Public House. Publication party. You got the hardcover publication of your great Cougars, Snappers, and Loons. Oh, my.
Book,
It is.
The props go to my publisher and stuff for delivering a really, really, really nice book. It's really, really a sweet-looking book. We did the art with Tony Fitzpatrick, a Chicago artist who actually just closed a little show at the Steppenwolf Theater. So he did the cover, and it's a book I'm very proud of,
You should be.
Oh, it's great.
Even for us girls who are not baseball fans like some guys we know, but it's very entertaining, and I loved reading it, and I'm going to go back and read the whole thing.
And Dave, we're going to have music with you tomorrow night as well, because this band is going to be performing right here in town, right here next here on this show. Will be with us, and we're going to be taking me out to the ball game. So you come out, you come ready to sing, all right?
Okay.
All right, that's a pre-warning for you right there. 7 to 9, that'll be taking place on this date 28 years ago. Do you know what happened, Dave Hoekstra, in baseball? Since you're pretty good with this, it's kind of a Cougar tie-in. It didn't happen to the Cougars, but the man later was a Cougar factor. So what happened 28 years ago, Major League Baseball-wise? Dave Hoekstra, you have 10 seconds.
You gotta give me a clue.
All right. This man did something in the majors. He later became the second manager for the Cougars in 1992. I know that's 1 year before you took over the writing. But who was the 92 Cougar skipper who was a key factor on this day 28 years ago?
Well, this is a good one.
God.
I was going to say Lynn Jones, but I don't know when Lynn Jones came into play there.
Nice try. Well, it was an oddity. He accomplished something that was never done before and probably never done again on a Major League day, and the Cubs were a factor. As they always are, of course, since the Santo days. Well, on August 4th, 1982, Joel Youngblood, who became the second Cougar skipper in 92, became the first and only man to get 2 hits in a Major League game, in separate games for separate teams in different cities. He was traded after a game at Wrigley. Remember that? He's traded when he plays at Wrigley, gets a hit. Then he moves on to what? Philadelphia? He plays in Philadelphia that night and gets a hit.
Way.
He gets 2 hits in the major leagues for 2 different teams in 2 different cities. You're Joel Youngblood, future Cougar manager at that time.
On the same day.
August 4th, 1982. Seemed more exciting in rehearsal, Dave. But
well, I'm speechless. My mouth is hanging open.
All right,
over that
well,
one. I mean, you are just an
it was
endless.
our way to welcome the Cougars. I know. And remember, my good boyhood chum is John Grahowski, your good friend as well.
John's great, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Lisle High School and Tatewood School in Lisle. He was my best chum in my young ages. So he's been with the Sun Times for as long as you have, sir.
I love John.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Well, you know this. He's a great Beatles fan.
Oh, gosh, yeah. He's with the band. That's why we have the band here. He, of course, also won good money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back in 2000.
Yeah.
So he's a wonderful man. Say hello to me, to him, for it. You will. Good deal. So we'll see you tomorrow night right here in town, okay, sir? 7 to 9.
A tattoo after the gig, so we'll go over the tattoo part.
Absolutely.
Well,
I
it's
got
all-
one all picked out for you, sir.
It's like a Thursday night tradition here in town. You don't have to ask twice.
Can't mispress.
Listen, you guys, come meet Dave and dish about all the baseball leagues, major and minor, in his life. And Dave, thank you for being with
Thanks,
us today.
Dave.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
All right.
And you are having music tomorrow night, so if you're tuned in on the computer or the radio, wait till you hear these young men. They're awesome.
Thanks, you guys.
All right, thanks, Dave. A
Bye-bye.
tattoo. I got to make room. I got so many tattoos. I'm like Christina Thorson of the Bandits. I got a lot of tattoos. All right, that was wonderful. So now it's music time. Now you got to give these kids a big musical send-off.
Okay, a big musical send-off. I don't know what to say here other than David Sutton and Matthew Brown, and David is on the violin, and Matthew is on the guitar. And are you playing a composition of your own?
Yes,
And you composed it? You both composed it?
yes, we did.
Okay, and we're going to have them play, and then I'll have a few questions for David and his partner after they play. But this is for your listening, Wednesday afternoon listening pleasure. So give us 1 second, and we will have some incredible music for you. As soon as you're ready, boys.